Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How are y'all doing? I don't know what happened to the camera before. I think I touched something. I'm on my phone. I don't really know how to work StreamYard too well from my phone, so I'm doing the best that I can. I hope everyone is having a great day. We spoke a little bit earlier. But I wanted to come back. Like I said, we're trying to, come back and speak on certain things. Okay. I won't like to say, I spoke earlier about the whole point of what's going on is twofold. And I'm referring to Colombia. Um, I'm referring to what happened with Venezuela's president being kidnapped. I'm referring to all the stuff that is happening with also the BRICS nations. The BRICS nations. Shout out to Couture Bay, because after I got off of the earlier live, she sent me this link. And it was basically a guy from October saying what I'm saying, that a lot of this aggression towards Venezuela, again, you just have to pay attention. You really just have to pay attention. A lot of this aggression towards Venezuela, Cuba, a lot of these other, remember Cuba got, because Cuba was fucking with Russia. And, Cuba was cool with the African nations. Let's keep it a buck. On top of Cuba's historical bullshit, why, they were sanctioned, right? Cool. But I told y'all earlier today, and again, like I said, Bree sent me a clip on, yeah, it has to do with oil. Yes, overwhelming, especially on the surface. They're distracting people from them files. They're distracting people from a lot of things that's happening in the world. And even on the surface level, if someone digs, they're going to say, oh, it's about the oil. It's about the oil. It's about the oil. Yes, it's about the oil, but it's also about, like I said previously, BRICS and the BRICS nations, right? The BRICS nations, again, I spoke about that earlier. I got a couple clips that will be dropped speaking on what's the BRICS nations, how this impact. The BRICS nations is all about the fucking deflating the dollar. At the end of the day, that's Russia, China, Brazil, all of them. It's all about deflation of the fucking dollar and people being able to complete trades on this planet without having to go through the dollar to do it at the end of the day. Venezuela, I spoke to y'all earlier, we read some articles and information, have been trying to get into the BRICS for a very long time. They've been trying to get into the BRICS for at least like 6-7 years, okay? Including governments like Colombia, okay? Including governments like Cuba. Brazil is already a part of them, right? Like Cuba, like a lot of these other countries, okay? And if Venezuela is able to get into the BRICS, that would mean become a full member. That's what I mean, because they're already a little in the BRICS. And the only reason they didn't get to become a full-fledged BRICS member last year was because Brazil is upset about some shit. And I told y'all that regardless of whatever, we might disagree on a couple of foolishness, but when it get down, the Hispanic countries will stand together. The Colombian president just came out with a speech, and he was speaking to his people, and he basically said, he jumped off by calling them, it's on IG. If I would pull it up here on IG, but I can't get into IG on here. I'm still trying to get this tablet to work properly. My kid has taken it over. What is it called? On site. My kid has taken over my things, and she done logged me out from everything. So I'm trying to see if I can log in here. It's too much to show y'all that's what I was doing when the fuck? I don't know what's going on right now. This whole thing is acting stupid. Okay. Shade. He came off calling he absolutely, he said it specifically. He called them pedos, okay? He said they're pedo administration. He jumped off the whole commentary calling them pedos. Let me pop up the shade room, see if it's in here. He said them pedos think they're gonna come and run our nations. He said this is just like the Columbian, the Venezuelan vice president said in her address to the nation over the weekend, like, we know what's up. They're trying to enslave us. They're trying to take everything that we have. They're trying to do all this shit, and we just not gonna let them do it. Okay. And we were speaking earlier about somebody talking about Panama. Y'all know my people are from Panama, and like certain other countries that are just seeming to be allowing things to happen. And I told y'all earlier, it can seem that a lot of people are letting things happen, and Orangina might think that everybody is just gonna fucking fold. But that's not gonna happen. And they're building up. They are building up to go to fucking war. Because he's been telling everybody that, you know, oh yeah, they're going to take control of Venezuela. They got the oil people coming because they think they just wanted to go jump in, try to take control of Venezuela. Fuck the fucking thing. Try to take control of Venezuela, jump up in there, steal all their shit, leave them like they left Libya, and then continue to complain about the migrants coming up from Central America. This is the example of the destruction that we have been historically saying that America has done to everybody. That the global north, whether that be America, whether that be European nations, you go down south, quote unquote, destroy those nations because you want their natural resources. You destroy their nations. You kidnap their presidents. You murder their presidents. You do all of these fucked up things just so you can be able to extract their oil, to extract their diamonds, to extract their cobalt, to extract everything from these nations and leave the nations destroyed, fucked up, and the people destitute. And then you wonder why the people didn't turn around and migrate up north. Are we seriously wondering why? Because then it will be a year from now, 2 years, whatever the fuck he going back for things for re-election, because you know he's gonna try to do it again. He gonna be talking about all the fucking Venezuelan migrants that are in America now. But we're not gonna act like they're not in America because we stole their president, okay? Destroyed their country, bombed, destroyed, enslaved their country, so we can send some oil tycoons down there so they can attempt to try to pump all the oil out of the fucking country as soon as possible. Leave the place freaking destitute. And then wonder why the people from those countries migrate up here. They're migrating to the places where the benefits that were extracted from their soil was taken. They're trying to get a piece of the pie because we got our pie from stealing from their fucking from their bakery. So the Venezuelan president basically said, we riding. He dropped Panama name. He dropped everybody. He's like, listen, we're not going to just allow this to happen. I don't give a fuck. And I told y'all earlier today, see that we linked up. It doesn't matter what you may feel about the Venezuelan president being a dictator or whatever the fuck. We cannot allow people from a pedophile nation, that's what he said, a pedophile nation, a pedophile administration to come here, to come here and tell us and try to run our countries. We already know that the age of consent in a lot of those places are like 14 years old. Okay, so they think they're gonna go and steal their oil, sexually assault their girl children. I said what I said. Sexually assault their girl children, and be able to just get away with it because they're white. At the end of the day, because they're white, because they're fucking white. And already we see the Venezuelan president standing on business. We seen the Colombian president wholeheartedly call these niggas pedophiles, standing on business, wholeheartedly saying, I don't give a fuck what we don't like. We're not gonna let somebody come and kidnap our fucking brother and destroy our cousins' nations. Because at the end of the day, that's what's happening. Okay, if you want to see, that's why these motherfuckers is trying to plant their ships all over Central America and South American shores, because they should be afraid, because everything that they have done is going to come back to bite them in the ass. And I'm waiting for it. And I personally think I wouldn't be surprised if Russia, China, Brazil, all of the head members of BRICS fast track Argentina, Venezuela, and a lot of these other countries into the BRICS to prove a fucking point. Because Orangina really believed, and that's what makes it so ridiculous. Orangina really believes that they fuck with him, and they don't. And we spoke earlier about, he think he's gonna run the Americas. Up until a week ago, half of y'all didn't even want to acknowledge that South America and Central America, Canada, Mexico, all of these places are part of America. And this is just the United States. It's not America. America's the whole shit. Y'all didn't want to even acknowledge that until like 2 weeks ago, not even a week ago, until he said, oh, he want to make all this shit America. To do what? They say they are not going to be enslaved again. And you're not listening. And he's building them up. He's building up this fight that's going to happen. You think we're the only people with bombs? Real shit. Especially when majority of these countries are backed by Russia and China and them. Especially after this motherfucker been playing with Russia and China and them. Canada will fuck around and get down. Canada will fuck around. And that's what's so, where's the sense? That's why we keep saying MAGA are stupid people. From the rooter to the tutor, from the head to the lowest. Dumb. Because what about the behavior? I get it. I think I get it. Y'all think because Canadians are white, a lot of them are white, they're good, that they're gonna, you can do all this wild shit to them. You can say, you can say you're gonna make them your 51st nation, First Nation. Fucking Jack Daniels aren't even producing liquor this year. Did y'all know that? They stopped producing liquor this year. Why? Because they're not selling. Okay, they stopped producing liquor this year because they stopped selling. They're talking about investing in other things, but they're not producing nothing this year. And that's just a little bit of Canada saying F you. But for whatever reasons, you think because Canadians are quote unquote white, that when shit pop off in the Western fucking hemisphere, that they're gonna be minding their business. No, they're not. Canada has always done what was best for the Americas, because Canada is a part of the Americas. And what is best for the Americas right now is not the direction that the United States is trying to go in. The United States call themselves trying to conquer again the Americas, and that's just not happening. And it's just not happening. And Canada will stand with all the fucking Central American, South American, and Caribbean nations against this foolishness. I'm going to, let me jump in. Hold on. I told you, I'm still trying to get this stuff to working correctly. I want to jump into some of these comments. Hold on. I got the tablet here because I can't read the comments on the screen. Hold on. Can I read? Oh, yeah, I can. Maybe because, whatever, I'll leave this alone then. I can read the comments on the screen. So, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen. Hold on. Okay. I know these people think that they so smart, but you know what that that comment, I'm so smart, I'm dumb. They're so and this is their problem, and this has been the problem historically with a lot of these sort of empires. If we just, America's an empire, with these sort of empires historically. I said it before, not understanding or recognizing the humanity in the people you think you're gonna oppress forever. They're gonna say no mas. They're gonna stand up. They're gonna join forces. This is literally, we are constantly, especially in the last, we are constantly reliving the same fucking world wars. Like from fucking ancient times. Like real shit from fucking ancient times. We are reliving the fucking, and I said this earlier, and you might think I'm playing, but I'm not. From like when we talking about issues with the Trojans and the Greeks, and all, when we go all the way back, this is still these same people thinking, the Western world thinking that they are above everything and they're smarts and all of this shit. But like people love to say, Rome fell for a fucking reason. And a lot of those reasons are what's playing out right now. Not understanding the humanity of and I think that might be in the art of war. Understanding your, like, really understand when they say like understanding your opponent, not what you think about your opponent, not what your stereotypical or whatever to make you feel better about your opponent might be, but the realities of your opponent, their mindset, what they think, whatever. Like, we're able to put one and one together because we are one at the end of the day. I'm able to comprehend what the fuck is going on and what's about to pop off better than any fucking Caucasian person right here who's born in America with me. Why? Because my perception of this world is based off of that of somebody who is considered a minority. And because you are considered a minority, regardless of what century you are born in, okay, what era you might have lived in, right? We always understand the oppressor because we have to. We understand you. You don't understand us. That's why we can understand what we understand. We get it. We just don't care. They can't fucking figure it out. They can't even figure out us Black Americans. And we've been here with them in the same fucking country for hundreds of years, and they still don't fucking comprehend. But you think they understand how this shit about to blow up in their face when we talking about South Central America, BRICS, Russia, and all of these fucking countries? Do you comprehend that? No, they can't. No, they can't. They can't see. And that's the balancing act. I'm a guess. That's the balancing act given of God, given from God. I've been talking a lot about God lately. I don't know. That's the balancing act. Because you got all of this. You got all this money, all this whatever, all this army, but you don't have foresight. That's how, and I used this example earlier today, that's how David was able to topple Goliath with a fucking stone. Because brute force, we get it. Y'all are wicked people. We get it. Brute force. But the fire behind a motherfucker with a stone. Who knows everything about you is dangerous. And in 2026, everybody got guns. Everybody got bombs. The people with the components to make the bombs and to make the guns are on the other side, are the people that we're trying to fight. The billions of dollars spent in military is cool. It's great. But we're fighting people who don't necessarily have to spend the $1 billion in military to have the same military equipment, because they don't have to purchase the cobalt, the uranium, the whatever. They digging it up from the fucking ground they walk on every day. That is the stone. That is the stone. The stone is what's under your fucking feet. Oh, that was a word. I didn't even think of that before I just said that. That's the stone. The stone is the gold and the diamonds that the Sahel nations are refusing to send to France. That has caused France to fucking collapse. The stone is the oil that these people are panicking over and trying to kidnapping presidents to steal. The stone are the weapons that are the fucking special forces that Russia and China and North Korea and India are sending to these nations, these African nations, these South American nations, to train them for real. Those are the stones. See, and that is the ignorancy again of what I'm saying. They're because they're in the comments, they're in the what talking about, oh, but Venezuelans are celebrating. We don't give a flying fuck. Y'all sound crazy. This is what we're talking about. A dictator of your own that at least sees you as human, or a fucking dictator that sees you as less than a fucking dog. Who just want to ravage and destroy. That's who you are. You think Orangina is better for anywhere, even here. Then that fucking dictator that they snatched up, you're retarded. This is what we talking about. Y'all can't see past your whiteness. You can't see, you're blinded. I thought I was the one with glasses. You're blinded because you're stupid. Just stupid. You're dumb. What else do you want me to say? You're foolish. Like the Colombian president said. Yeah, we might not like it. We might not like it. It may not be the best, but that motherfucker can't run it. We don't want him over here doing what the fuck he doing, trying to enslave everybody. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's why I'm just saying. Y'all don't know anything about it. So y'all should go over to like Fox News and talk to them. Y'all are foolish. You don't know nothing. Y'all, and the gag is most of y'all who are making these comments probably ain't never left your town, let alone your city, your state, or this goddamn country. Even on a fucking 3-day, 4-night fucking or 4-night, 3-day vacation. Can't take you seriously. All right. But I said what I have to say. Okay. Watch it go down. Watch it. We told you. But again, like I said earlier today, and like I say all the time, y'all aren't meant to see. You're not meant to understand until it's too late. You're just not meant to.